The Gardner Museum Heist, Episode 3, The Mafia Connection. Welcome back to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's true crime podcast. I'm your host, J. Nicoll, Nicoll Investigations, and we're continuing our World True Crime Thursday series on the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, the $500 million art theft that stunned the world. Last time we chased early leads that fizzled out. The FBI grilled guard Rick Abath, eyed crime lord Whitey Bulger, and hunted conman Brian McDevitt, but every trail went cold. A 1994 letter teased hope, only to vanish like the art itself. 13 masterpieces, from Rembrandt to Vermeer, still missing. By the mid-1990s, the case was a maze of dead ends, and the empty frames in the museum hung like a challenge. Solve this. But in the late 90s, a new theory takes hold, one rooted in the dark heart of Boston's underworld. The Mafia, ruthless, connected, and no strangers to big scores, emerges as a prime suspect. Could they hold the key to the stolen art? In Episode 3, we'll dive into the Boston mob, profile the players, and follow the FBI's relentless pursuit. Grab your trench coat. This is the Mafia Connection. Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's true crime podcast. It's a gripping true crime podcast uncovering unsolved murders, disappearances, and forgotten crimes from Ontario and beyond. Told with deep research, compelling storytelling, and a voice for the victims. Join us today, where every clue could lead to answers, and every case deserves a second look. The Boston Mafia. Boston in the 1990s is a city where power isn't just in City Hall or the banks. It's in the back room of bars, the streets of Southie, in the hands of men who live by their own rules. The Boston Mafia, split between the Irish Winter Hill Gang and the Italian Patriarca crime family, runs the show. Drugs, loan sharking, extortion, murder. They've got their fingers in every pie, and they don't play small. A heist pulling in $500 million in art? That's not just a crime, it's a statement. Kind of bold move the mob thrives on. The FBI starts to see the Gardner heist through this lens. The thieves' precision, fake police uniforms, 81 minutes in and out, targeting specific masterpieces, screams organized crime. Why steal art you can't easily sell? Motives start to surface. Maybe the paintings were a bargaining chip, collateral to secure a deal or spring a jailed boss. Maybe they were stashed for a rainy day, a mobster's retirement plan. Or maybe it was a power play, a way to flex muscle in a city where rival gangs were at war. One theory stands out. Robert Donati, the mob associate we met last episode, might have orchestrated the heist to free Vincent Ferreira, a high-ranking Patriarca family capo. Ferreira was indicted in 1989 on racketeering charges, facing decades in prison. The feds hear whispers from informants. Donati, loyal to the family, planned to trade the art for Ferreira's release, a deal to ease his sentence or buy favor with prosecutors. It's a bold idea, but Donati's murder in 1991, stabbed and stuffed in a trunk, cuts that lead short. Was the heist a mob job gone wrong? The FBI's betting on it. Key figures. The Mafia theory pulls the FBI into a rogues gallery of suspects, men with blood in their hands and secrets in their pockets. Let's meet the key players who kept the feds chasing shadows. First, there's Carmelo Merlino, a Dorchester mob associate who ran TRC Auto Electric, a repair shop that doubles as a front for the Patriarca family. Merlino's no kingpin. He's a mid-level operator, moving cocaine, running heists, and keeping the streets loyal to boss Frankie Salomon. By the late 90s, his name surfaces in the Gardner case. Informants tip the FBI. Merlino's boasting he can broker the art's return, claiming access through his crew. In 1999, the Feds set a trap. A sting operation where an informant poses as a buyer willing to pay big. Merlino takes the bait, promising to deliver the paintings for a cut of the $5 million reward. The FBI is ready to pounce, but the sting collapses. No art, no deal. Just Merlino and his crew arrested on unrelated drug charges. He's sentenced to 47 years and dies in prison in 2005 at 71, without spilling anything concrete. Did he really know where the art was? Or was he just chasing the reward? The Feds never find out. Next is Robert Garante, another Patriarca soldier, a quiet but dangerous figure. Garante's a Maine-based mobster with ties to Boston and Philadelphia, known for moving stolen goods. By the early 2000s, the FBI is homing in on him. His widow Aline drops a bombshell years later, before Garante died of cancer in 2004 at 62. He admitted to her that he had stolen the paintings at one point, stashed them in a safe house. She claims he passed them to another mobster before his death. Garante's name keeps the trail hot, but his grave offers no answers. That trail leads to Robert Gentile, a Connecticut mobster and Garante's close associate. Gentile's a small-time crook with a big rap sheet: drugs, guns, extortion. By 2010, the FBI is all over him, convinced he's the last living link to the art. They search his Manchester, Connecticut home multiple times, in 2012, 2015, and 2016, digging up his backyard, tearing apart sheds, even using ground-penetrating radar. They find guns, cash, even a list of the stolen artwork's black market values, but no paintings. Gentile, a heavyset guy in his 80s, denies everything, even after a 2013 arrest for drug charges meant to pressure him. Aline Garante insists her husband gave Gentile the art, but he's unmoved, claiming he's just a scapegoat. Gentile dies in 2021, at 85, taking any secrets with him. And then there's Robert Donati again. We mentioned his 1991 murder last episode. Stabbed, throat slashed, left in a revered car trunk. The FBI's theory about him trading the art for Vincent Ferrera's freedom gains traction from a 1992 tip. An informant says Donati planned the heist to leverage Ferrera's release during a Patriarca family power struggle. Donati's ties to art thief Miles Connor and his rumored possession of the Bronze Eagle finial make him a strong candidate. But his brutal death, amid a mob war between Salim and rival factions, suggests he crossed someone, maybe over the art. No proof ties his murder directly to the heist. The timing's too close for coincidence. These men, Merlino, Garante, Gentile, Donati, are the FBI's best bets. They're either dead or silent. The Mafia's code of omerta is holding tight. The FBI's pursuit. The FBI's not giving up. By the late 1990s, they're deep in Boston's underworld, using every trick in the book. The 1999 sting on Carmelo Merlino is their boldest move. An informant, wired up and posing as a wealthy buyer, meets Merlino at his Dorchester shop. Merlino's cocky, promising the art for a slice of the reward, then $5 million. The FBI sets up surveillance, ready to swoop in when the paintings surface. But Merlino's crew, guys like David Turner and Stephen Rossetti, deliver nothing. The sting ends in arrest for cocaine trafficking, not art recovery. Turner, a sharp-dressed mobster with a knack for dodging charges, gets 36 years, but never talks. Rossetti's still behind bars. The art? Nowhere. The FBI leans on broader strategies. Informants, some low-level, some wired for sound, feed tips from Boston's bars and back alleys. Wiretaps catch mob chatter, but nothing explicit about the paintings. Agents tail suspects from Dorchester to Connecticut, hoping to catch a slip. They pressure small-timers like Gentile, offering plea deals to flip. In 2013, the FBI makes a big announcement. They've identified the thieves, part of a New England and Mid-Atlantic crime group, likely the Patriarca family. Both culprits are deceased, they say, but names stay under wraps. Sources point to Turner and George Reisfelder, a Merlino associate who died in 1991, as possibles. The art, they believe, moved from Boston to Connecticut to Philadelphia by 2002, but the trail stops there. Every move hits a wall. The FBI's got names, but no paintings. The Mafia's playing chess, and the feds are stuck in check. Don't miss a single twist in this underworld saga. Subscribe to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's true crime podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, so you never miss an episode. After you hear this one, head to our website or social media to share your thoughts. Was Mafia behind it all? Could Gentile have been the key? Drop a comment and join the discussion. Up next, the impact of deaths. Impact of deaths. The Mafia theory is the strongest yet, but it's cursed by death. Robert Donati's 1991 murder sets a tone. Stabbed during a Patriarca family war, his knowledge lost. Carmelo Merlino's 2005 death in prison shuts another door. Robert Garante's 2004 cancer battle takes a third. Even secondary players like George Reisfelder and Leonard DiMuzio, Merlino's crew, die in 1991, caught in mob violence or overdoses. By the time the FBI zeroes in on Robert Gentile, he's an old man, outlasting his allies but giving nothing away before his 2021 death. Each death is a blow. The mob's code of silence is ironclad. But dead men don't talk, even under pressure. The FBI's leverage, deals for lighter sentences, reward money means nothing when suspects are gone. The art could be hidden in a Connecticut barn, Philadelphia warehouse, or destroyed in a mob dispute. Without living leads, the feds are stuck, piecing together a puzzle with half the pieces missing. So in conclusion, the Mafia Connection feels like the answer, but it's a lock without a key. The FBI's chase Donati's ghost, Merlino's boasts, Garante's widow claims, and Gentile's denials. But the art stays hidden. The 2013 announcement, thieves identified, both dead, offers closure without resolution. The $10 million reward still sits, and those empty frames in the Gardner Museum are a daily reminder of what's lost. But the story's not over. Decades later, the search continues, with new leads and lingering hope. Where are the paintings now, and will they ever come home? That's where we're headed in episode 4. So thanks for joining me on Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's true crime podcast. Got a tip in the Gardner heist or any case we cover? Reach out. So until next time, stay curious, stay safe, because every case deserves answers, and every victim deserves justice. Subscribe now to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. Episodes available wherever you get your podcasts.